today's little adventure, we've been looking at the Farsadine railways for quite some time now, and recently we've covered Bullow Hill, the very first known river railway junction. We've been down to Lydney and had a wander along the old disused track there, and now we're down here, Lydney area. What we're looking at today isn't the Dean Forest Railway, which runs from here all the way up into the forest. We're looking at the junction, where that railway in its heyday joined the main South Wales line across there. To give you a history of the Farsadine railways would take forever. They've been extracting minerals since Roman times, and they've had horse tracks, they've had tramways, they've had standard gauge, they've had broad gauge, they've had a lot down there. But if you want to know more about the history, I can thoroughly recommend this book to you, Lost Railways of Gloucestershire by Countryside Books. Stan York is the author on that one, and in there you've got everything for the whole of Gloucestershire, and you've got a lot in the Farsadine as well, so it's very comprehensive. If you want to know the history, that's the one to go for. And they've even got photographs of the stations. There were two at the junction. They've even got photographs of the stations as were. So we'll pop down and have a look at the junction, see what's there, see what we can find grovelling about as usual, and we'll see how we get on. Right, walking boots ready? This is the Dean Forest Railway signal box. There are two stations here. This first one was known as Lydney Junction, and then the mainline one was called Lydney Station. Go figure. Here's the Lydney Junction station building. We'll go have a wander, have a look around. This is it in the 1950s. Not looking very salubrious even then. What you can see behind the station building is the start of the walkway which took you over to the main line. And back again, of course. So, the junction station, it's on a wide curve because it's come down from Lydney and now it's lining up to join the main line. Sections of rail waiting to be used. These old rails have still got some points gear on, look. When was the last time that was switched for a train, I wonder? Set the points here. A view of the marshalling yard. They're using concrete sleepers here, whereas most preserved lines use the old wooden sleepers within the station boundaries, as it were. It'll all come down to cost, because having put that down once, it won't require much maintenance now for quite a while. If you search through the undergrowth over there, it's amazing, there's quite a lot of the original lines still there, hidden amongst the weeds. There's the main line. You can see how the rail, having entered this section, starts to spread. Whilst on the other side, I suppose, is like a through line. Just carries on through, joins the main line, and moves on from there, either over the bridge, the Severn Bridge, as was, or up through Gloucester. Platforms 1 and 2. There you go. The main line being off to our right, just over there. And the rails swing round, line up with the main line. Can't quite see the junction. Not quite sure what that is, or was. Looks a bit luxurious for a plate layers accommodation. It's right on the edge of the platform. Some station use. And this is the area now used for the runaround. Just down there. Range of stock down there, including a ballast wagon by the looks of it. That's probably in use. Looking back then towards the station and the junction. Coming in on our right there. The rude shelter at the station. And a few signals. Just about got line of sight for the signal box. then just down here, this is Mainline station. The shelter here has some original stonework from what was the station. But it's now a shadow of its previous self. Just a rude shelter. Slightly better look at the shelter here. Shows some of the brickwork. And all the stone does now is block up the window in effect. Nice bit of dressed stone there. The old bike shelter there on the platform, which is good. Nothing in it, mind you. This is the station in the 1950s, and you can see the buildings there, which I think these shelters have been made out of. If you look on the far right hand side, you can just see the walkway, which was the one that joined to the Junction station where we were earlier on. The advantage of this sort of location, of course, is that we get warning of when the trains are arriving on the road crossing. Rather good. We also have that. Is it helpful? Right, just me again then. All gone. On the north side of the tracks, other side the porter cabin, double-decker buses. They will have done a few miles between them. Useful. Having got down the far end of the platform then, you can see it's quite long. Some of Mr. Brunel's expresses must have called in here. And if we take a look up the rails from here, you can see there's sidings, passing places. Don't know what you'd call it really. Perhaps used to park a slower train in, let the express through. It always used to be the way, didn't it, years ago? Not sure if that still happens. The platform looks original. If it's been extended, it's been done sympathetically, but I can't see the join, as it were. Just about read that, not very well. It's on the other side. They've been bleached out by the sun. So it's a guess where you are job. Well, think about this, the only way to cross the tracks is to go out onto the road. Doesn't seem very friendly. No footbridge to maintain. Of course, you cannot cross the tracks in the station. We'll take a look on the other side. through the fence and the porter cabin is resting on an original wall. Lower than here, so I'm not sure if that's goods vehicle or for trains. Somewhere just up there is where the Dean Forest Railway would have met this railway. There somewhere. Looking just outside the station limits here and across the main road, the railway and the canal both cross this railway. That's probably part of the bridge structure. And the railway crossed a little farther down there. Can't hope to see any remains, I'm afraid. Unless that's it. Could be. Okay, we're now going to take a quick look at the docks. See what there is to be seen down there. Right, well I think we're done with the railway now then. Although we are going past that. This on your left. Oh, very grand it is too. We're on our way down to see the docks along what might have been the old railway route. Looking at that. Looks a bit railway-ish, doesn't it? Never far from the canal. Down to the harbour, where they loaded and unloaded on the side. Then through the lock system and out to sea. Mud, mud, glorious mud. The view upriver, with Sharpness being just across the way there. The railway met the dock just over there. We'll pop and take a quick look. A few sad remains. There's still coal dust on the path here, where they tipped the wagons. Well, I'm blurred. Hidden, rather unfortunately, in here is a wagon turntable. I've actually done a film on the Lydney docks, so if you want to see the history in more detail, I'll perhaps put it on as an end screen. Okay, I think that does it. We'll head back to the car. where the paths divide, we'll take the upper path and keep going. Again, look at the coal dust. That's been here for 100 years. Gosh. Nice view down the estuary and out to sea. We're walking back on the railway embankment. That's the only sign I've seen that we're actually on the railway. Telegraph pole. Just about make it out. And just off here, where there's been a partial collapse, you can see that it's held together with a retaining wall. Must be quite a big wall, we're quite a way up. That's been following us for quite a way. That's a big investment. Right, well, I'm limping back to the car. It's a bit of a mile. I hope you enjoyed that. Didn't do too bad. 2 stations, canal and a harbour. Not bad. If you enjoyed it, then why not subscribe to my channel and you can come on some more of these little adventures. You can like and share, that helps the channel. As I say, I have done a film on Lydney Harbour which I'll put on sort of in a second or two as an end screen. If you're interested in the harbour, you can catch it up from there. And there we go. I'll catch you on the next one.